Founder of Excellent Writers. As I always do at the beginning of our segments though, please like us on Facebook at Radio Entrepreneurs. Also, we can be heard on our three sister stations, WBNW 1120, WPLM 1390, WESO 970 in drive time during the week, 6 to 7 p.m. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on. This is great.
So I've gotten to know Jennifer Jeffrey over the years. She was a long-term columnist for the Boston Herald, writing about business and entrepreneurship, etc. She's going to talk with us this evening about not only her own group, Excellent Writers, but also blogging strategies for businesses.
Thank you so much. What I do is blog coaching. So I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners who want to have a blog and don't know where to get started. I help them figure out what they're going to do and get moving with it.
Interesting.
So what is the focus right now of a blog? Because obviously they can be informational, they can be rhetorical, they can be an extension of their website. What are you hearing from your clients, especially from a business blogging perspective?
The wonderful things about blogs is that they can be anything you want them to be. But that's also the problem with blogs. Where do you get started? They can be anything you want, so it's hard to know what your focus should be. So when I'm talking with a client, I always tell them to first think about why they want to do a blog. Because it's free and that's great, but it does take a lot of time and it's going to take your attention, and it's going to be difficult if you don't know why you're doing it to keep it up.
So if you go onto Jennifer's website, which I've been on frequently, one of her latest articles is Rewrite and Rewrite and Rewrite. Do you tend to find that bloggers are that diligent about rewriting the material, or is it really stream of consciousness, and, obviously more in depth than a tweet, but something that they publish quickly and then go on to the next thing a few days later?
I think it depends on the blogger and it depends on what you want to do with the blog, which is the other thing to think about. The next step, once you've figured out why you're doing it, is to figure out who you're doing this for. Are you trying to reach existing customers, or are you trying to reach potential customers? A lot of times my clients will say to me, well, I want to reach everybody, which I understand the desire for that, but the challenge is if you try to do that, you're going to end up with a product that is pretty boring and bland and not of interest to anyone. So you really need to think about who's going to be reading this and what kinds of things they're going to be interested in. If you're writing just for yourself, that could be interesting for a blog, but it is most likely not going to be of benefit to your business.
And could you give us an idea of your typical client profile?
My typical client profile is a company that is growing, that has recognized that they need to reach out more, and they're not sure what to do. I find often when they are struggling with the blog, the problem isn't just the blog, it's that they haven't thought through their communication strategy. So they're not sure how to reach out. Sometimes they're a little bit scattered in what they're doing with the business, and when you start talking about what you're going to do with the blog, you find that they actually start thinking through how they're going to handle the business, and maybe cutting out some of the things that they're not doing and focusing more on the things that they should be doing.
I like to roll back